The Anglos changed the name to Zinc Town. Zinc Town, New Mexico, USA. I am a miner's wife. 18 years my husband has given to that mine.
And what's interesting about the film is that it involves a large number of non-professional actors drawn from the actual participants in the strike, mostly Mexican-American workers or miners that had been part of the strike. And beyond that, they also involve the strikers and the union and the Ladies Auxiliary in forming a production committee that was extremely involved in the day-to-day making of the film, but also would review the footage they shot each day and give feedback and determine whether what had been captured on film really corresponded to what happened during the strike. What's amazing is they set out to do a film about a strike. And it could have very easily just been a story about labor against the owners. Or it could have been a parable of their own experiences as blacklisted filmmakers. But instead, they really were very faithful to the incident itself, and in many ways, including a lot of the contradictions. And they brought to the foreground not just the labor issues, but the racial dimension, and then the gender dynamics and the gender conflict that existed within the community itself, and tied it all together into a vision of social change. And it's really quite astounding for its time and even for today. The great thing about this film is they extend that beyond just the male character to Ramon's wife, Esperanza, when Ramon's about to hit her. And she gives one of the most powerful speeches in the entire film, and for that period, that really shows you can expect to have an improvement in terms of labor or in terms of race without also having gender factored in, and that all of these have to work together. And the film's a powerful statement about the need for that. And I think it, in part, explains how the film really became a powerful influence for a first generation of Chicano filmmakers in the 1970s, when they were trying to educate themselves to the history of how Mexican Americans and other Latinos had been portrayed in Hollywood, but they were also looking for role models. And this became the film they all gravitated to. And many critics at the time, writing about issues related to Latino representation, would say this is the first film. Even though it's not made by Latino filmmakers, the non-professional actors who were also the subject of the story were given such an incredible role as participants in the making of it. And the film itself is so exemplary that we really have to see it as a starting point. So in some ways, people will take this as the beginning of a decisive shift that involves Latino participation in the making of the films.
You're a woman. You don't know what it's like up there.
We'll get all the wives together and go right up to the mine.
To the mine?
Sure. We're there negotiating, and the company office will go up there and pick up the place.
Then both sides will see women business. A picket line of ladies?
Sure. Why not? You can count me in.